What's good, guys? Prince Sports here, coming at you with another one. Now, we're going to take a case to trial. We're going to do a debate, but we're going to take this one to trial. This is another case of why a guy like Tim Duncan is still one of the most underrated basketball players of all time. And there's no reason to why a man like this should not be ranked above even the Kobe's or the LeBron James, because he's just that damn good in terms of dominance and actually getting the job done. I mean, let's hear it. Shaq and Tim Duncan's case, then we're going to break it down and we're going to come down to a verdict with this debate.
Crazy numbers, doesn't really have the talent like some of these elite teams have, and he gets his team into the playoffs, whether it's the 7th or 8th seed. That's an MVP to me, because if you take him off of that, they don't make the playoffs. I had a year like that, my 2003 year. I'm not playing with no other all-stars. I think we got to the 6th seed and I'm averaging 32 points. You take me off of that team, we're a lottery team.
Who won the MVP that year?
Tim Duncan got it that year, and you take him off of the Spurs, they still make the playoffs.
Whoa.
They make the playoffs. Yes, they do.
No.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't, because a lot of those guys got their success off of him.
Bruh.
Yeah, he got double. He kicking out the Ginobili's. No.
They have a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, Tim Duncan.
I'm saying, without Tim Duncan, they still are a playoff team.
No.
Okay, T-Mac, I hear you. But listen, my man, you were the 6th seed, okay? 6 seeds don't deserve MVPs, 6th, 7th, or 8th, unless that superstar player is doing something like groundbreaking, like averaging 50 or 60 a game. Now, if he's doing something like that, rather he's 6, 7, or 8, he's most likely going to get MVP, because that's something too historic to pass up. A guy averaging 50 a game, like, come on. In modern NBA history, if a guy did that, he would be MVP. But another claim that you said was you played with no All-Stars and you let your team to the 6th seed. Well, guess what? The guy that beat you and won MVP that season, Tim Duncan, he had no All-Stars on his team either. And he led the Spurs to the number 1 seed. And then ultimately they won the championship. So why not give the MVP to a number 1 seed with a player on the number 1 seed with no All-Stars? Makes more sense, right? Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. No. Tony Parker got drafted in 2001. He wasn't an All-Star then. All right? Manu Ginobili wasn't an All-Star then either. These guys had to earn the right to be called All-Stars. And over time, they got better. Okay? Then they became All-Star. Matter of fact, Tony Parker didn't even peak till about 2007. So those claims is dismissed. All right? Your second one is a what-if question. What if you take Tim Duncan off the Spurs? Would they make the playoffs? What if they take you off the Orlando Magic? Would they make the playoffs? Well, let me answer it this way, T-Mac. If they replaced you with a guy that averaged 15 points a game, 15 to 18, and he plays both ends of the floor, they will still probably make the playoffs. They'll be a 7th or 8th seed, but they still make the playoffs. If you replace Tim Duncan with a role player in that same system, maybe they won't be the number 1 seed for sure. Okay? Will they make the playoffs in a tough Western Conference? That's a 50-50 question, because the Western Conference ain't no joke. And for a guy with no All-Stars to go and be the number 1 seed in the Western Conference just shows you how fundamentally effective sounding Tim Duncan is on the basketball court. The guy is very dominant on the basketball court. He plays an old school style of basketball, but he just gets the job done. It may not be the most entertaining for the eyes to see, but he gets the job done. That's all that matters, and he knows how to play winning basketball. So I don't agree with Shaq on a lot of things, but when he said the winning system was Tim Duncan, well, in 2003, you can make a case, because that system was built around Tim Duncan. As a matter of fact, when Tim Duncan retired, the Spurs never was that great ever again. All right. So he was the face and the glue that holds the San Antonio Spurs together. That system was built around Tim Duncan. Those pieces was built around Tim Duncan. And without Tim Duncan, and you just had another role player, those guys probably won't step up to the plate and help the Spurs be the number 1 seed. Keep in mind, Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili was averaging 15 to 11 points per game. All right? That's not an all-star. All right? Period. No matter how you slice it, it's not an all-star. And there were role players that season and that year. So T-Mac, your claim is dismissed. You know, we came down with the verdict. You're a great player, man, but come on, man. We never gonna. A player should never get the MVP if you don't even suspect his team to go to the conference finals. Usually, when you give a guy the MVP, you suspect high things of him. But like, oh man, he won an MVP. He the MVP of the NBA. He's supposed to go to the NBA finals or the NBA conference finals. He about to lead his team. You don't sit there and say, yeah, let's give this guy the MVP award for being a lower seed, even though they're going to get knocked out in the first round. All right? So, no. You know, you deserve, if you're a 6, 7 for AFC, you deserve a little good pat on the back. Congratulations, you made the playoffs. But there should be no awards for lower seed teams. There should only be awards for people that win and have higher rankings. Okay? Simple as that. All right? Do you give a scoring title to a guy that's not the scoring champ? That's pretty much what you're asking to give an MVP to. All right? So you got to earn it first, man. So T-Mac, nah. You're wrong, brother. I'm rocking with Shaq on this one. You know, Tim Duncan was the man in 2003. And what he did with that San Antonio Spurs team, basically, he turned that franchise around. And that was one of his groundbreaking seasons. You know, the man was just giving it to people. 60 wins. I think there was 60 and 22 that season. So you got to give it up to Tim Duncan. He definitely earned that award. Number 1 seed, 6 seed. Do the math. Sports out. Peace.